Right, welcome back to another game of Precision Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of Precision Baseball. We're still play testing the game, and this will be game number 3 of a 3-game set between the 2023 Braves and the 2023 Arizona Diamondbacks. This was played in early June 2023, which was last season. So far, this is the rubber match. Each team has taken a game each, and we'll see how this one works out. We got Zac Gallen on the mound for Arizona, their number 1 starter, against Mike Soroka, who was a marginal number 5 starter. He did not have any great games. You can see he's a +2 rating, so that's going to could be a rough start for the Braves, and we'll see how he does against this Arizona lineup. It's not full of all the people it could be. Gabby Moreno is out in this one, and somebody else. Longoria was in the last game. He's not playing. McCarthy is in. So we had quite a bit of a shakeup here. Maybe not middle of the lineup, but several new players in the lineup for Arizona. Let's just go through them. For the Braves, it's going to be Acuna in right field leading off. Matt Olson hitting second, Austin Riley playing third and hitting third. The cleanup hitter is Travis d'Arnaud. He's the catcher. Eddie Rosario is in left. Ozzie Albies is playing second, hitting sixth. Marcell Ozuna in the 7-hole. He's a DH. Orlando Arcia is the shortstop. And batting ninth is Michael Harris, the second, in center field. On the mound is Mike Soroka. You can see he's got a stamina of 21. His rating is a 2. Just had a lot of issues last year. He was coming back off of 2 Achilles tendon surgeries in his first rehab from the first Achilles surgery. He was doing well, and then something happened, and he broke it again. So he had to have a second one. It was just really sad. I mean, you're talking about a guy who was top 5 in Rookie of the Year, and I want to say he was top 5 in Cy Young voting his first year. So just kind of a difficult circumstance for him. He's pitching for the White Sox now, so hopefully he can turn it around. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, it's Pavin Smith in right field. Ketel Marte is a switch hitter hitting in the 2-hole. He's playing second base. Corbin Carroll in left. Christian Walker is the DH in this game. Emmanuel Rivera will play first base and hit fifth. Josh Rojas is the third baseman. He's hitting sixth. Jake McCarthy is in the 7-hole. He's playing center field. Gerardo Perdomo is the shortstop. He's hitting eighth. And Jose Herrera is the catcher. He gets the start in this game. So, like I said, Gabby Moreno taking a break in this one. All right, so we got everything all set up. We're ready to go. Atlanta at Arizona. It'll be Ronald Acuna Jr. first, then Matt Olson, then Austin Riley against Zac Gallen. Gallen can go 25 batters. He is a -6, so Strider in the last game was a -6, and that's the best rating that you can have for a pitcher. So again, the way the ratings work, we say batter minus pitcher. So 4 minus 6 is a -2, and then we subtract that 2 from the 1 to 10, which is the normal 50-50 roll. So 10 minus 2 is an 8, so 1 to 8, the control will go to the batter. 9 to 20, it'll go to the pitcher. And we're looking at our D10 for that control rating, and that is a 4. So it's going to come off of Acuna's card. A 298 is going to be a fly ball. Oh, let's get all of our charts set out here. All right, now they're set. It's a fly ball, and that's going to go out to right field. The right fielder is Pavin Smith. Smith right here on top. He's a 0 error. A 108 is going to be no error on the play, and that will be a fly out to right field for Ronald Acuna Jr., and we're off and running on this one. One down with Matty Olson coming to the plate. Olsen is a 1-7, so this is going to come off the pitcher card. A 198 is going to be another fly ball. This one out to right field as well as Olsen pulls it into right, and that's going to be another catch for Smith as he makes the play for out number 2. 2 quick outs here for Zac Gallen, and it will be Austin Riley coming to the plate. Riley is a -2, so 1-8, and you can see it's an 8. That comes off the batter card. 640 is a strikeout. You see, does it make much difference? A 640 would have been a strikeout either way, but it does make a difference. 785 is the hit here. For Riley, he gets a hit at 747, so about a 4%, a little more than 4% difference of a chance, 4% better chance to get a hit off of Riley's card. If you think about things good happening at 653 as opposed to good things start happening at 711, so you can see that especially against a good pitcher, a good hitter is going to have a better opportunity. But here, Riley strikes out, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for the Bravos in the first. We head to the bottom of the first inning, no score, as Arizona gets their first crack at Mike Soroka. Soroka, right-handed pitcher. Pavin Smith, I believe, is left-handed. You can see that Pavin Smith, it's 0. So 0 plus 2, and that means he has a 1-12 opportunity, so that works out in his favor here. 342 though is going to be a fly ball. It doesn't always mean that the pitcher or the batter is going to do better just because they have control of the at bat, but the odds are in their favor to do better. So even here, Soroka actually is just a little bit better. His good stops at 642. His good for the pitcher goes all the way to 683, so his good starts a little bit later. So it just depends on how you're kind of looking at things, I guess. 778 off of the batter card is going to be a walk. You can see that here that would have been a hit for a 778. So it does make a difference. And Pavin Smith is not the strongest hitter in the world. Harder to see there. Alright, but he does take a leadoff walk. His steal is only a -1. Darno, his stolen base is -1. So that will be -1 plus 1. So he basically is a 0. A 0 on the stolen bases is here in the middle. That gives you what, about a 50% chance. Oh, sorry about that. No, it's a 62% chance of making it. No need to do that really with the early part of the game here. So Pavin Smith at first base, not a burner or a real serious threat to steal. Brings up Ketel Marte. So 3 plus 2 is 5, so 1-15 is for the batter. You can see that most of the time the batter is gonna control the at-bats in this game. At 757, that is a base knock just into the single territory for Ketel Marte. We have our hit chart here. So we can see, we need to see where that hit goes. It's a 10, that's going to be an infield single. So that sort of dictates what we can do with our base runners. So on an infield single, just going to go to second base. Now we got runners at first and second with Corbin Carroll coming to the plate. This will be off Soroka's card. A 710 is going to be a walk. This was one of the things that really hurt Soroka over the year was walks. He would have an inning or two That was really solid, but his walk percentage here is, what was that, 8%. Not terrible, but it was like the walks came at the worst possible time, like right now. Brings up Christian Walker. Walker's a 1-15 to take control, so that goes off his card. A 2-16 is going to be a fly ball. Remember, there are no outs and the base is loaded now. This is a fly ball out to first base. So this is a little pop up to first. Let's go ahead and check. No error on the play. In fact, that might have even called an infield fly rule. So we're going to say P3 on the put out. That's a big first out for Soroka as he gets Christian Walker jammed on his hands and pops him up at first base. Brings up Emmanuel Rivera, the first baseman, or at least playing first in this game. He is a 1-13. This will be off the pitcher card. So a 395 is a line drive. And that goes out to center field. So we check on Harris. Harris is going to make the play on the liner. That'll be out number 2. Let's check our fly ball or our line drive chart. We'll see if there is a play at the plate. It's to center field. Oh, sorry, I should roll them all, huh? So we need our 3 D10s. You could also use 2 D10s or 2 D6s for this. A 458 with runners. Oh, we have bases loaded. So 458 is here, and it's going to be the player's choice. That's what the yellow means. Yeah. So player's choice on a line drive to center field. That means the line drive has a little bit of depth to it. Who's it? Third base. Third base is Pavin Smith. He runs at a 0. Michael Harris has a really good arm. He's like a +3 or 4 or something. His arm is a +4. So we would have to run off of the we would have to go off of this chart. And so it would be here in the middle. Again, that's the, I think I was looking at the steel chart before, which is a little better than I thought, but only about a 60% chance, 63% chance of making it. Let's go ahead and try it. Try to get on the board first. So we're going to roll, and it's this column here. So anything between 211 and 840 is going to be safe at home. So we got to play at the plate. Michael Harris makes the throw. It is a 627, and he is going to be safe. Pavin Smith slides in safely into home, as that counts as a sacrifice fly for Rivera. And coming home on the sac fly is going to be Pavin Smith. And everyone else will just stay. So Arizona takes a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Brings up Josh Rojas. This is a fly ball. We have 2 outs now, by the way. This is a fly ball out to left field. The left fielder is Rosario. He's going to make the catch for out number 3. Nothing we can do with the base runners there with 2 down. But Arizona gets on the board first. They're leading 1-0 over the Braves in this June 4th game. Up for the Braves in the second inning is going to be Travis d'Arnaud, Eddie Rosario, and Ozzie Albies. So I don't need that yet. So this is a -5, so a 1-5 to d'Arnaud, and that comes 577. 577 is going to be a strikeout for Zac Gallen. Gets him on the hook, and that is out number 1. Eddie Rosario for his first at bat. He's a +2 rating. So that's going to be -4 to him. So 1 to 6 will go to the batter card. This is off the pitcher. 694 is going to be the same result. That's another strikeout as he strikes out Eddie on a changeup, low and away. Gets him out front. And that will be out number 2. 3 Ks in a row for Zac Gallen. And Ozzie stands in. Ozzie Albies first at bat of the day. This is off of Gallen. 305. Ozzie puts it in the air. That's going to go out to right field. 202. Let's just make sure the right fielder is Pavin Smith. What's his error rating? Ooh, I almost batted around. He's a 0. So that's going to be a catch in right field for Pavin Smith as he puts it away for out number 3. So a couple of 3 up, 3 down innings for Zac Gallen. And Arizona leads 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Soroka will face the bottom of the order, McCarthy, Perdomo, and Herrera. He was able to get out of bases loaded, nobody out with only 1 run given up, so that's definitely a win. Here we have a 1 to 13 to the batter, so this is going to come off the batter card. A 0-44 is a grounder. That goes to first base. Matty Olson's at first, and he's going to make the play. He'll go to first with it himself, and that will be out number 1. As McCarthy grounds out to the first baseman. Perdomo up now, switching shortstop. This will be off his card. 0-46 or 64 is another ground ball. Soroka throws a lot of ground balls, has a really good sinker and a really good changeup. 558. That'll be a grounder to the shortstop. Shortstop is Arcia, and he makes a slick play. Good throw over to first, and that will be out number 2. 2 quick ones for Mike Soroka here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Arizona up 1-0 in this one on a sac fly from Emmanuel Rivera. 369 is going to be a liner, and that goes out to left field. Eddie Rosario is there. He makes a nice catch. Barely had to move, and that's going to be out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for Soroka against the Diamondbacks, and we head to the top of the 3rd inning, 1-0 Atlanta. Ozuna, Arcia, and Harris for the Braves. The Braves have yet to get a hit in this one. Let's see if they can get control somewhere along the way. 1 to 7 goes to Ozuna, so this is his card. 650 will be a strikeout, just into a strikeout range. 4 Ks already in 2 1/3 for Zac Gallen. His K percentage was 26%, so a little above average. Orlando Arcia. This is a 947, so that's going to be a hit off of Zac Gallen's card. So now we need to look here at Arcia's possibilities. A 799 will be a double. As he hits a double, it's a line drive to left center field. That one's going to roll all the way to the wall. Arcia cruising into second base with a 1-out double. He's been on a doubles tear in real life, so kind of nice to see from the bottom of your order. We got Michael Harris II coming up now. He's a -3, so 1 to 7. Harris has control. It's a 7. 0-34 is a grounder. That ground ball is going to go to third base. The third baseman is Rivera, I believe. Rojas. Rojas is going to make the play. So he looks the runner back. Actually, let's go ahead and figure out what happens there. Chances are he's going to look the runner back and throw to first, but Always good to make sure with our ground ball chart here. So we got a runner at second base. The play was made, and we're looking here. So we got a 565. Oh, I'm sorry, we got a runner at second. 565 is here, and that's a 5-3, no runner advancement. So the runner's going to hold as he looks him back to second, makes a good throw to first, and that's going to be out number 2. 2 down with Ronald Acuna Jr. coming up, and he is hitting with a runner in scoring position. Uh, 15 will be to Gallen. 832 is going to be a hit. And Ronald Acuna, a 934, he gets one low and inside, and he turns on it, and he cranks that ball. That is going to be a home run over the left center field wall as he sneaks it over the top of the wall. And that will be a 2-run shot from Ronald Acuna. See ya, ball. And the Braves jump out in front on the 2-run home run by Ronald Acuna Jr. That's going to bring home Arcia from second. And Ronnie gets them going on the offense. Let's see if that opens the gates for the Braves. Matt Olson up now. He flied out to right field in his first at bat. This is a fly ball again, and it goes to center field this time. And the center fielder is McCarthy. He's going to make the play. That'll be out number 3. But the Braves do strike on a 2-out home run from Ronald Acuna Jr. They have a 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. See if Soroka can shut down the top of this order. Smith, Marte, and Carroll. This is a 645. 645 is a strikeout. Nice one for Mike Soroka as he gets him on the change. And that is out number 1. Marte up. He made second base in the first inning after a leadoff or after a single. He gets the control here. A 992 is going to be into his homer range, and that is a changeup left up, and that one is taken out. So that is a home run down the right field line as Marte turns on it and cranks it out. The game is now tied at 1 with the Ketel Marte home run. He's now 2 for 2 in this game. That brings up Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll, no official at bat. He walked in his first at bat. This is going to be a 103. So that's a grounder. And that goes to second base. Albies is at second. He's not got a great fielding number. It's -3, I believe. So -3, we have a 238, and he just narrowly avoids the error. So we're going to go 4-3 on the putout. That's out number 2. As Riley makes a tough play. Albies makes a tough play on the Corbin Carroll grounder, and that brings up Christian Walker. Walker takes control. 916 is a double for Christian Walker. And that will be, you can see here, a line drive to left center field. As he rips one into the gap. And Christian Walker is into second with a 2-out double. So a couple of extra base hits here in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Snakes. Brings up Emmanuel Rivera. Rivera had a sacrifice fly to center field in his first at bat. This time a 650 is going to be a strikeout. So that'll end the inning as Soroka gets him on a slide piece. Low and away. and Rivera can't catch it, and that is going to end the inning. But we're tied at 2 here in Arizona. Go to the top of the 4th inning. It is Braves 2, Arizona 2, and it'll be Riley, d'Arnaud, and Rosario to the plate, facing off against Zac Gallen. Let's see. This will be to Riley's card. A 462, though, is going to be a strikeout. Gallen now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ks in 3 1/3. Travis d'Arnaud, one of those strikeouts. Let's see, he's a -5, 1 to 5. It's a 4, so this is off the batter card. 869 is going to be something good. That's a base knock. A better roll than that. 6. He was destined for it. It was a line drive to center field as d'Arnaud squares that one up and hits it to center field. Let's see if there's an error on the center fielder. I always forget to check on those. It'd help if I rolled all 3 of the right ones, wouldn't it? Red, white, and blue is what we're looking for. And 255, that's not going to be an error on anybody. So picked up by the center fielder, Jake McCarthy. I think McCarthy's got a decent enough number too, right? No, he's a -1. So, but definitely not an error. So that's a base knock for Travis d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud is on for the first time, and that'll bring up Eddie Rosario. Rosario struck out in his first at-bat. Let's see if we can get to Gallen here. This will be a strikeout from Zac Gallen's card. That's out number 2. We can see about stealing second, I guess. It's Travis d'Arnaud. His steal is a 0. Gallen is a +2 on his hold, and the catcher, Herrera, is a 0. So it would be a 0. It would be a -2, and that's not gonna. That's gonna put him in this last column here. So that's not a good idea unless you just have to try to steal to get a runner in scoring position. In which case, you should probably bring in a pinch runner who would be better off trying to steal. So we got a runner at first. Ozzie Albies is up. And that's going to come off of his card. And 883 will be a single. It's a 5. So that's going to be a little grounder up the middle. Sneaks through. And let's see if d'Arnaud advances. His running is a 0. And the center fielder is McCarthy. His arm is a -2. So I think we're going to press our luck here with 2 outs. We'll have to use the outfield arm chart. So just because the outfielder is weaker than the runner, now we have to roll off of the outfield kill chart. So we got here, it's only a 31 to 100 that he'll be out at third. So Travis d'Arnaud on a little bouncer through the middle. It's a 155. And 155 means he is safe. Red doesn't mean out, red means safe. So I'll switch you up a little bit there. And Travis d'Arnaud takes third on the base hit up the middle. He's in ahead of the throw, and that's going to be Ozuna to the plate now with runners at the corners and 2 outs. This will be off Gallen's card. A 383 is a line drive. Hit well to second base. So this is a little line drive to second. Ketel Marte is a second. He's going to make the catch. With 2 outs, there's no need to check our chart, so that's just going to be L4 on the putout. And the Braves, that should be an inning. So the Braves don't score. They do get runners to first and third, but they can't bring them in. Good job by Gallen getting out of that. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, halfway through this one. And Soroka still on the mound. He'll be facing off against Rojas, McCarthy, and Perdomo with a 2-1 lead. A 5-10 is going to be another strikeout for Soroka, who's beginning to get the strikeout pitch working. Rojas swings through another changeup. Jake McCarthy to the plate. McCarthy grounded out to first in his first at bat. A 444 is going to be a liner. This is a liner to right field. Ronald Acuna is there. 844, he'll make the play. And that's out number 2. As Acuna makes a nice running play to his left. And that's going to be the second out of the inning. Geraldo Perdomo. He grounded out to short in his first at bat. Here he's going to strike out. So Soroka with a couple of bookend strikeouts in that inning. Ends the inning with a 1-2-3 and 4th inning, and we go to the top of the 5th. Braves lead it's tied up 2-2. Arizona had tied it up earlier. First up in the 5th, it'll be Arcia. Arcia had a double, came around to score on the Acuna home run. Zac Gallen still in the game. He's got a 25 stamina, so we'll just stick with him here in a tie ball game. No need to make any changes. 16 is going to go to his card. That's a 6-12. A 6-12 is another strikeout for Zac Gallen, who slowed down a little bit on the strikeout train, but he's back all aboard. Michael Harris, the second, he grounded out to the third baseman his first at bat. This time he's going to ground out again. That goes to the shortstop as he hits a little bouncer to short. This is a possible error. The shortstop is Perdomo. Perdomo's error rating is a +2, so that's the best you can get. If he was anything else, I guess he had to be a -1 for that to be an error. So he's a +2, and he makes a nice play at short to get the speedy Michael Harris at first base. Good throw across to first. Ronald Acuna Jr. up now. Acuna 1 for 2 with a 2-run bomb in his last at bat. Accounts for the 2 runs for the Braves. A 367. He scalds another one. This is a line drive. 472. That's a liner to center field. And center fielder is McCarthy. 942. Let's see here. There's no scenario where a 942 is an error, so McCarthy makes the play on the liner. That's going to be out number 3, and the Braves are done in the 5th. So 1-2-3 inning for Zac Gallen, and the Braves are sat down in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Good game here, tied at 2, and Jose Herrera is facing off against Soroka. Soroka coming up probably on his last inning of work. His stamina is 21. He's at 17 batters right now. This is off Soroka's card. 1-12 comes off the batter card. A 0-29 will be a grounder. That grounder goes to first base. Matty Olson at first is going to make the play. He pitches to Soroka covering, and that will be out number 1. The not speedy Jose Herrera out by a couple of steps. Should change that. Pavin Smith back to the plate. Smith is 0 for 1. He struck out in his last at bat. Got caught on a changeup, I believe. He's a +2, so 1-12. So this will come off Soroka's card. A 260 is a fly ball. And a fly ball to 562, that's a fly ball to right. Ronald Acuna is there. He ranges over a few steps and makes the catch. That'll be out number 2 for Acuna. Soroka now, one batter away from getting through 5. He's got Ketel Marte up. He hasn't been able to solve the Ketel Marte puzzle yet, but he does induce a fly ball here. And that fly ball goes out to left field. Eddie Roz in left field will make the catch. No issues out there. A little can of corn. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Mike Soroka. 18, 19, 20. He might have even scratched out one more inning with such a good one. And so we'll see about that. He's facing the middle of the order. And just have a short leash there. We got Zac Gallen against Olson, Riley, and d'Arnaud. I guess I shouldn't have changed this guy. I did the right thing. So Matty Olson on a 1 to... Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1 to... what is that? -3. So 1-7. This comes off Gallen's card. A 318 is going to be a fly ball from Matty Olson. The fly ball goes out to left field, so it pokes it out the opposite way. In left field is Carroll. Carroll's going to make the catch for out number 1. So you can see the game really only slows down when you get runners on base. You're trying to make some decisions about that. Brings up Austin Riley. Riley with 2 Ks, trying to avoid the hat trick. This comes off of Gallen's card. An 853 is going to be a knock. Let's see what kind of hit it is. A 744 is a double, as Austin Riley gets hold of one. He hits it off the wall in center field. As he tags it, it gets over the center fielder's head. So McCarthy has to play it off the wall. Hustling into second base with a headfirst slide is going to be Austin Riley. He's at second base with only 1 out, and the Braves are in business with Travis d'Arnaud coming to the plate. d'Arnaud singled in his last at-bat. He's also struck out. Gallen with a little bit of rough waters here. It's a 2-2 ball game, and the Braves looking to take the lead. -5. So that's going to be off of Gallen's card. A 618 is a strikeout, and a timely strikeout from Zac Gallen, as d'Arnaud goes down swinging on a breaking ball. Brings up Eddie Roz. He's 0 for 2. Time for him to break out. He's a 1-6. This comes off Gallen's card. A 167 is a grounder. And that will be to ground ball to 039. That's to first base. First base is Rivera. I'm not familiar with his card, so his error rating is a 0. So 1-30 or 981 to 1,000. He's going to make that play at first base. We got a runner at second, so let's just go ahead and check things out here. What happens with that runner? Are there 2 outs? There are 2 outs, so we just have to see, was there something like an all safe or something? 904, runner at second base. 904 is here, and that's going to be a 3-1 put out. So nothing funky happens there. As Rivera pitches over to Gallen, who's covering first, and that's out number 3. So the Braves get a runner in scoring position with only 1 out and can't bring him around to score. For Arizona, it's a 2-2 ball game. They have Carroll, Walker, and Rivera coming to the plate. Any of these guys could put them in the lead, and we'll see if that happens here. That's going to be an 802. 802 is going to be a base hit for Corbin Carroll. That is a little blooper, a little Texas leaguer to center field. And Carroll gets jammed on an 2-seam inside fastball. but he still is at first base. And I think that's going to end it. Actually, let's leave Soroka out there. Let's see if he can get a ground ball. I have a feeling. The feeling might go away if this is a bomb. 1 to 15. Actually, let's we want to try to steal. Corbin Carroll's a +7 on his stealing. And Soroka's a 0 on his hold. Darno is a -1 on his stolen bases. So basically you're adding. You do the base runner minus the battery. So 7 minus a -1 is an 8. And that's no guarantee, but it's almost a guarantee. So let's go ahead and steal second. That would be the prudent thing to do. Anything +3, stealing second is here. 652 is here in the meaty middle. And Corbin Carroll is going to be safe at second with a stolen base. All right, let's see what Mr. Soroka can do. Can he get out of this? A 1 to 15 is off the batter card. A 372 is going to be a fly ball. So that might be okay for the Braves. 799. All right, a 799 is a fly ball to center field. Out in center field is Mike Harris. A 195 to Harris. He is a +1. So that requires a really low number to get an error. So Harris is going to make the play on a fly ball to center field. Let's see about runner advancement. We got a fly ball to center field with a man on second. 787 is here, and that's going to be the player's choice, the gamer's choice. Corbin Carroll is a +6 and is running. So Carroll's a +6. I believe Money Mike is a 4. He's got an arm of 4, so that's going to have to come off of the outfield arm chart. He's got a little better percentage here. He's got about a 17% chance of throwing him out at third base. How many outs are there? Now there's 1 out. It's worth it. Carroll's going to try to test the arm of Mike Harris. So here, a 541 to 710. He'll be out at third. Otherwise, he's going to be safe, and he's in there. Way ahead of the throw. That's a 139. And he slides in there safely on the F8. So, not a true sacrifice fly, but Carroll moves up on the sacrifice, or on the fly ball. Now we got a runner at third with Emmanuel Rivera to the plate. We're going to intentionally walk Rivera. Set up the double play. And we got Josh Rojas to the plate. +3, so this is off of Rojas's plate. 0-9-0 is exactly what we're hoping for. We get a ground ball. That grounder is going to go to second base. Ozzy not the best at turning double plays. We'll see if he even makes the play. 909. There's no scenario where that is an error, so that's going to be a good play there. We're going to call that. Actually, let's just go ahead and roll off of our chart here. So again, this game is about trying to find precision. So things do slow down a little bit when they get complex. We got a runner at first and third. So this is the chart, or the column we're looking at. We're hoping for something in this range, 100 to 350. That would be an automatic double play. But let's see. A 428. So this is going to be a double play chance. So first and third is what we got. We have a 463 double play. Look at that. Right in there. And when there's no question mark, that means that the double play just happens automatically. Wow. Look who's manager of the year. So we go 4 to 6 to 3. And this will be out number 2 on the fielder's choice. And out number 3. So Ozzie turns it. Ozzie to Arcia to Olsen. And that will end the 6th inning. Ooh, Soroka. I had a feeling. He was going to throw a ground ball and not a gopher ball. So we get through 6 with Mike Soroka. An excellent start. I wish he had a few more of those last year. He'd probably still be with the Braves if he did. But we head to the top of the 7th inning. It's 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3. So Gallen is still good. We're going to change out Mike Soroka after this inning. But he has pitched admirably for the Braves. For Gallen, it's going to be Albies, Ozuna, and Arcia. We're tied at 2. And who is going to give first? This is off Gallen's card of 529. Is a strikeout. Gallen working it today as he gets the fastball by Ozzie Albies. Not easy to do. And Albies is down swinging for the first time. He's 1 for 3 now. Brings up Marcell Ozuna, also a strikeout victim. He lined out to shortstop or second base in his last at bat. He's going to 103. That'll be a ground ball. It's a grounder to short. The shortstop is Perdomo. Perdomo, pretty good shortstop. That's actually going to be a good catch there. So he makes the catch and the throw, and that will be out number 2 as he gets the big bear at first. Ozuna down for the 3rd time in this game. Brings up Arcia. Arcia doubled in his first at-bat back in the 3rd inning. Came around to score on the Acuna home run, one of the 2 runs that have come in for Atlanta. For Gallen, this is going to be a 670. A 670 is another strikeout. So he bookends with a couple of strikeouts in the 7th inning. Excellent start for Zac Gallen as he finishes 7 innings strong for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And we're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. This is a good one, tied at 2. Let's go ahead and get a new pitcher for the Braves, and we will replace Mike Soroka. The new pitcher for the Braves is going to be Joe Jimenez. Jimenez, big right-hander, pitched very well for the Braves. He got extended this year and has come out throwing very well for the Braves. He was coming off an injury, and so he bounced back very nicely. He'll be replacing Mike Soroka. Soroka goes 6 innings, gives up only 4 hits and 2 runs. Both are earned. He did have 3 walks. One of those was an intentional walk. 4 strikeouts, and he faced 24 batters. So very nice start for Mike Soroka, better than could be expected in my understanding. Actually, I watched many of his starts last year, so definitely better than what he did in most of his games last year. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, it'll be the bottom of the order: McCarthy, Perdomo, and Herrera. So bottom of the 7th inning, you can see that Jimenez is a -2. So a lot of things are going to shift maybe a little bit more to the pitcher in this scenario. It's a -1 to McCarthy, so a 1 to 9. That goes off his card. At 549, though, he is going to be a strikeout as Joe Jimenez gets him with a slide piece. And that will be out number 1. First strikeout of the game for Jake McCarthy. Brings up Perdomo. Perdomo struck out in his last at-bat. Jimenez rocks and fires. This will be a ground ball. And that grounder goes to the pitcher right back. Or I'm sorry, it goes to the 3rd baseman, Riley. So Riley is going to make the pick, and he makes the throw. Nice strong throw over to first, and that's going to be out number 2. Got a little excited there that the pitcher was going to get to make a play. There's only about a, what is that? About a 1% chance that he can make a play. In fact, yeah, it's about a 1% chance. So Jose Herrera, the catcher, comes up, and he is 0 for 2. He's got a line out, and he grounded to first in his last at bat. This time he will 560. 560 is going to be another strikeout, another bender, and that is going to be out number 3. As Jimenez, nice crisp 1, 2, 3 inning for the Braves. And we head to the top of the 8th inning, still tied at 2. We are going to need to replace Zac Gallen, so let's go ahead and get him out of the game. Right, into the game for the Snakes is Kyle Nelson, the relief pitcher. He's a -1 rating. He replaces Zac Gallen, the starter. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. They come off of the Ronald Acuna home run. The Braves went double home run in the 3rd inning. After that, completely shut down the Braves. No walks, 10 strikeouts in 7 innings, and faced 26 batters. So into the game is Kyle Nelson. He'll face Michael Harris, the second at the bottom, and then back to the top with Acuna and Olsen. Top of the 8th inning, we are tied at 2, and this will 3 minus 1 is a +2, so 1 to 12 here. But that'll go off the pitcher. 583 is going to be a strikeout, and strikeout barrage continues for Arizona, as that's strikeout number 11 for them. Brings up Ronald Acuna. Acuna 1 for 3. He did have the 2-run homer. He's flied out and lined out. This is a 9, so that'll be off of Acuna, and he's going to add a ground ball here. Let's see if Arizona can make the play. 869, they do. Well, that goes to third base. Let's see if Rivera makes the play at third. 300, he does, and that'll be over to first for out number 2. So 2 quick outs in the top of the 8th inning for Nelson against the Braves. Let's see if he can shut down Matt Olson. Olsen 0 for 3 in this game. A 9 is to Olsen's card. A 253 is going to be another fly ball. He's already flied out 3 times. Just missed a couple, I think. 793 will be a fly ball to center field this time. And the center fielder is McCarthy. He's under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down inning in the 8th for the Braves. Good inning by Kyle Nelson. And we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 2 to 2, and we're going to get a new pitcher for the Braves. All right, new pitcher for the Bravos is Nick Anderson, the right-hander. He came over from, I want to say Detroit. He was in Detroit. Excellent stuff. Just a killer curveball, and I want to say throws a split. There's a lot of stuff that goes hard and down. But Anderson had a really nice year last year. You can see he's a -1 rated pitcher. He'll be facing off against the top of the order, Pavin Smith, Ketel Marte, and Corbin Carroll. We'll see if he can get through it. This will be a 1 to 9 for Pavin Smith, and this is off his card. A 656 is going to be a strikeout, though, as Anderson gets him with a breaking ball. That's going to be out number 1. This Anderson throws really hard, and his breaking stuff is even hard. One of those guys. Ketel Marte, he is a +2, so this is off of his card. A 560 is not going to matter, though, as he strikes out. That's back-to-back Ks for Anderson in the 8th inning. Our game's still tied at 2. Arizona looking for a hero. It's Corbin Carroll up to the plate. He's 1 for 2. A single and a stolen base. He's a +2, so 1 to 12. So this will come off of Anderson's card. A 175 is a grounder. That's going to go to third base. So Riley is there. Let's see if he's up to the task. Uh-oh, this is a real problem. Austin Riley is a -1. So we can see here, he's in this column. a 31 to 100 or a 981 to 1000. So he's got a couple of error chances. This is a 999, and that's going to be an E5 as he makes the pick, but he can't make the throw. Throw is low. Olson can't dig it out on the fast Corbin Carroll, and Carroll's going to be at first base. We're going to try to steal again with him, see if we can get him into scoring position. Let's go and mark this all out. So we got an E5, and Corbin Carroll is a 7. Our hold for Nick Anderson is a 1. A 1 and a -1 is a 0, so it's a 7 for Carroll. He's still in that fastest column here. So we'll see if they get him or not. A 1 to 100 or 981 to 1000. So it's got to be really low or really high, and it's neither one of those. And Corbin Carroll is in for his second stolen base of the game. He's 2 for 2, and the speedster is in scoring position with 2 outs. And Christian Walker to the plate. Let's see if Nick Anderson can bear down here. 2 down, tie ball game. Arizona trying to take the lead. This is a 6-18. A 6-18 off the pitcher card is a strikeout. And Nick Anderson strikes out the side. He allows Corbin Carroll to get to second. But the error doesn't kill the Braves. And Nick Anderson saves the day. We go to the top of the 9th inning. It is 2-2. Arizona's going to get a new pitcher into the game. New pitcher for Arizona is Kevin Ginkel. Ginkel, we're going to treat this like a save situation. Top of the 9th. Tied at 2. He replaces Kyle Nelson, who came in. 1 inning of work, no runs, no hits, 1 strikeout, and made quick work of Acuna and Olson at the top of the order. He's going to have to face, Ginkel's going to have to face Riley, d'Arnaud, and Eddie Rosario in this one. And we'll see if the Braves have a comeback in them or not. And it is a 1 to 12 to Austin Riley. So an 877, that could be good here. 877 is going to be a base knock. As Riley with the hot grounder up the middle to center field. And he starts him off with a base knock. So Riley at first base, he's 2 for 4. He's got a single and a double in this one. Brings up Travis d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud sometimes the hero. We got a 1 to 9 for Travis d'Arnaud, so that's not going to help. 709 is a strikeout. d'Arnaud strikes out for the 3rd time. That's the hat trick for him. And that'll be 1 out with a runner at first. And Eddie Rosario to the plate. Eddie Roz 0 for 3. He's got a couple of strikeouts. Let's see if we can break that trend here. A perfect 1 to 10 scenario, so a 9 goes to the batter card. A 490 is not going to make any difference as he strikes out. Good job by Kevin Ginkel coming in. He gave up the leadoff single to Austin Riley, but then he struck out the last 2. And let's see if he can get past Ozzie Albies. Albies 1 for 3 in this game. He's got control of the at-bat. A 560 won't matter as he strikes out. And that's 3 straight strikeouts for Ginkel after the leadoff hit from Austin Riley. That shuts down the Braves in the 9th. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 9th inning, tied at 2, Atlanta and Arizona. This is a good one. And we are going to get a new pitcher for the Braves. Right, the new pitcher is Raisel Iglesias. Big right-handed closer for the Braves. Excellent changeup, excellent curveball, slider. And he's going to replace Nick Anderson, who goes 1 inning, gives up no runs, no hits. There was 1 error, and Carroll stole second base, but he struck out the side. Otherwise, so 3 strikeouts in his 1 inning of work. Iglesias will be facing off against Rivera, Rojas, and McCarthy. And we'll see. We got Gurriel on the bench, and somebody else is on the bench. Gabby Moreno is on the bench. So we got some a little bit of pop there if we get into a situation where they need to get a run. Christian Walker, you struck out your last at bat. So this is Rivera against Iglesias. -1, so 1 to 9 goes to the batter. 7-12 is going to be a walk as Iglesias puts the leadoff runner on with a walk, and his stealing is a 0. It's a 0 and a 0, so basically you would have to roll out of this column, which gives you what, 21. So about a 72% chance of stealing. With Rojas to the plate. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to try to steal second here, get that runner into scoring position. Between the, actually, so it's a +1, actually, so it's this column. So 0 + 1, because Travis d'Arnaud's arm is a -1, we basically add that because he's below average. Minus means you're below average in your throwing. So we're going to add 1 to the 0 for Emmanuel Rivera. We have a 0 hold rating for Iglesias. So he's in the 1 to 3 column, and we'll see if he makes it in there safely to second. A 947. Oh my gosh, he's thrown out. Look at that. He only had a few opportunities. And Travis d'Arnaud says no. And that's a caught stealing for out number 1. The odds were definitely in the favor of Emmanuel Rivera, but he gets thrown out at first base, or a second, trying to steal. And we got 1 down with Josh Rojas to the plate. Don't let us down, Iglesias. 1 to 9 is to the batter. An 852 is a base hit. And that's a line drive up the middle for Rojas. Rojas, he's a +1 stealing. That would make him a +2, basically give him the same odds. Let's go for it. He's basically in the same column. Can lightning strike twice for the Braves, or will they get a man in scoring position? 399 is going to be into the green. That's right here. And Rojas is safely in at second with a stolen base. So runner in scoring position for Jake McCarthy. Let's go ahead and get McCarthy's in center. Let's go ahead and put Lourdes Gurriel into the game. We'll take McCarthy out. So Gurriel will come in and he will play left field. In the 9th. So we'll get him into the game here. And Carroll will move to center field. So that's how we're going to play that. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Will he be shut down by the closer for Atlanta or not? It's a +1 to Gurriel, but it goes off the pitcher card. A 372 is going to be a line drive. That liner goes to 439. That's a liner to center field. Mike Harris is out there. Ooh, 928. No scenario where that is an error, so that's going to be a liner to center. That's out number 2. And let's check our line drive chart here. This is here. We have a runner at second base. So basically it's going to be either a no-go or a player choice. I'm not going to have him run. So Lourdes Gurriel hits it on the nose, but he hits it right to Michael Harris. Harris makes the catch. The runner does not go from second base, and we got Perdomo up to the plate. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning, game tied at 2. And does Perdomo have hero status or not? He's going to get control of the at bat, but a 61 is going to be a ground ball. That grounder goes to 747. That's to Austin Riley at third. Riley already with one error, but he's going to make the play here. And let's see what happens with the base running situation. Could be all safe. Maybe that he caught it, but he has to put it in his back pocket. We'll see. Runner at second base. We've got one all safe on a very low roll, and then we've got one sort of question mark here on a very high roll. It's a 338. 338 is going to be a 5-3 putout. So Riley with the long throw across the diamond, and we're going to go to extra innings. That's the third out. Good job by Raisel Iglesias to get us into extras as Perdomo grounds out to third to end regulation. We go to the top of the we go to the top of the 10th. We're going to leave Ginkel out there. I like to play sort of traditional baseball with the innings and all that kind of stuff. I don't put the runner at second. Although you're free to do that, I just don't like those rules. So I don't mind a little bit of extra real baseball. Marcell Ozuna, Orlando Arcia, and Michael Harris. We're going to leave Ginkel out there. He's not past his stamina. He's right at it for batters. So we'll just leave him out here for another inning and see what he can do. I'm not real super excited about the other relief pitching options. McGuff has given up a lot of runs, so is Chafin, and a little gun shy with those guys. So we have a 13 that will go to Ginkel. And 850 is going to be a wild pitch. So an 850, he actually had quite a few wild pitches. So we're going to call that a ball, and he's going to throw again. This time it's a 930. That's going to be a hit from Marcell Ozuna. 492 is a base knock for the big man. And that is a little bloop single to right field as he hits it off the end of the bat. And he will be at first base with nobody out. The Braves have some bench options here. Grissom, Pilar. The only real threat to steal here is Sam Hilliard. Hilliard. So let's go ahead and bring Hilliard into the game and he'll pinch run. Actually, he'll just take Ozuna's spot, I guess. We'll just take Ozuna out of the game. And he's going to come in for Marcell. So this is Hilliard. And we'll just call him the DH. So he's going to come in. I'm sure you marked that somehow. Is this a pinch runner? I don't remember exactly how you marked a pinch runner, but Hilliard comes in the 9th. He's a +1, and the reason we do that is because this guy is a 0. He's a 0, so he has a +1 on his stealing. And that means he's in this column here. So basically the same as the last two guys for Arizona. And we're going to try to go for the steal of second base. It's a 722. 722 is in there for the steal. And Sam Hilliard swipes second base. And he is in there safely with a stolen base. All right, Orlando Arcia, chance to be the hero. He's had many a walk-off hit for the Braves. Top of the 10th inning against Kevin Ginkel. A 15, this is going to be another hit. So this is a 909, and we're going to have an opportunity here for the Braves. A 744, that won't even be a guess, as Orlando Arcia, with his second double of the day, he hits a little blooper. He gets jammed, and he pulls it down the left field line. It bloops into the left field, shallow left field. He's going to turn that into a double, and that's going to bring the run home from second. And just like that, the Braves take a 3-2 lead in this very tight ball game, top of the 10th inning. Terrific job by Orlando Arcia to fight that off. And let's go ahead and bring in a new pitcher for the Snakes. I got my guy right here. This is going to be Chafin. Ginkel goes 1 inning. He gives up 3 hits. And at the moment, he's given up 1 run. Don't know if he's going to give up more. No walks, 3 Ks. He has faced 5 batters. No. Actually, he did have a wild pitch, didn't he? He had 1. I don't know if it counts if you throw a wild pitch, but I'm going to count it just for posterity's sake. So Andrew Chafin, a -1 rating. He comes in to face Michael Harris the second with a runner at second base, 1 RDM for the Braves. It's 3-2 our score in the top of the 10th. Michael Harris is a +3 rating, so he's a 1-12 to have control of this at bat. That comes off his card. 772 is a base knock. And that is the same thing. He also, it's a little blooper down the left field line. Arcia is a running rating of 0. Our left fielder is now Gurriel. He's got a hose piece in left. Where is he? He just hit somewhere. He's got a 5 arm. Not going to test because it's 5 and just a 0. You can see the difference here. This is a difference. It would be 211 to 840, so about a 63% chance of scoring. Otherwise, it's going to be runners at first and third with nobody out. No need to chance it there. So let's see if the man with the plan, Ronald Acuna Jr., can come up with another big hit. He's 1 for 4. Got to think your way through this game a little bit. Play the percentages. They're all laid out for you. So you can see everything and make good decisions about whether you want to go or not. This is going to be off of Acuna's card, a 984. He gets one that he likes. And that, my friends, is a 3-run jack. And Ronald Acuna Jr., let's see what happens with that ball. It gets obliterated into deep left center field. That is actually a deep to left center field. And he hits that one about 475 into the bleachers. Actually, I don't even know where that goes at Chase Field. Where's it? That goes like up against the glass or something. You hit it into deep left center field. So Ronald Acuna Jr. with a 3-run shot. He's got 5 RBIs and 2 home runs. Definitely putting himself in position for player of the game. The Braves are now at +4 runs in the 10th inning. And this one is quickly getting away from Arizona. Their bullpen has not been good in this series. Matty Olson to the plate. 14 will be a 567. That's a strikeout. So Chafin comes back. Mental fortitude there and gets out number 1 on the strikeout of Matt Olson. He's now 0 for 5 for the day. Standing in as the big right-hander, Austin Riley. Riley 2 for 4. He's got a couple of strikeouts, but he's got a couple of hits as well, a double and a single. 14 is going to be off of the pitcher card, so that's a 177. That's a fly ball as Riley gets into that one, but it goes out to center field. The center fielder is Corbin Carroll now. He moved over to center, and he's going to make the catch for out number 2. So deep but playable in center. Riley trying to give it a ride, and he is now 2 for 5 on the day. Brings up Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher. He's 1 for 4. He's going to have a double as he laces. Well, actually, it's a blooper down the left field line. Another one, jam job. And he slides in safely into second base with a double. He's now 2 for 5. Brings up Eddie Roz. He struck out 3 times, and he is going to at least make contact here. 273 is a fly ball. That goes out to 494. That's a fly ball to right field. The right fielder is now, oh, I'm sorry, it never changed. Pavin Smith is in right, and he'll make the catch. 278, there's no scenario where that's an error, so that's going to be a fly out to right. No need to check the base running situation as that ends the inning, but the Braves do put 4 on the board in the 10th, and they take a 6-2 lead over the Snakes. It did not work out well to leave the closer in for the Diamondbacks. So I'm going to learn from that. I'm going to put in a new pitcher. This will be A.J. Minter. He's going to come in for Raisel Iglesias. Iglesias goes 1 inning. He gives up 1 hit, no runs. This wound up being, he was responsible for this guy. No, he's responsible for this guy. So 2 runs, and then Chafin supplied 2 runs of his own. 1 walk, no strikeouts. He faced 4. Okay, so that closes it on Iglesias. Minter comes in, and he'll face off against the bottom of the order, Jose Herrera, and then back to the top. In fact, let's go ahead and just bring in Gabby Moreno. Make a substitution here. As far as I know, Moreno's not hurt, but maybe he was hurt. I have no idea. I don't know what the game is after this. So I'm going to play it as if he's just getting a day off, and he'll come in and play catcher in the 10th. All right, Moreno is into the ball game. He's a 50-50 guy with Minter, +2 hitter. So 1-10 for the batter, and 923 is going to be something good. That's a base knock for Gavin Moreno, who comes off the bench and takes a hack. That will be a line drive to center field off of Minter. Cutter left out over the plate, and Moreno is at first base with nobody out. Brings up Pavin Smith. Smith is 0 for 3. He's got a couple of strikeouts. This comes off Minter's card, and it will be a 221. 221 is a fly ball. Fly ball goes out to center field. Michael Harris is in center. He'll make the catch, and we'll see what happens with the runner. We took our fly ball chart. We're looking at center field. Man at first. A 069 is player's choice with a catcher at first base. I don't think so. And so he's going to hold. They need 4. They don't need 1. So there's no need to chance it. So Pavin Smith flies out to center field. No advancement from the runner. And Ketel Marte is up. He's 2 for 4. He does have a home run and a single earlier in this game. He might have another one parked here. Let's see. 1-5. He's a +1, so this goes off his card. A 918 is going to be a 2-bagger as he pulls one into the right field corner, rattles around a little bit. He's going to make it into second base, standing up. He's got good speed, -2, but not really reflected on his card, but traditionally good speed. He's 3 for 5 now. Single, double, and a triple. A single, double, and a home run. Just missing the triple for the cycle. He's at second base, though, with 1 out. And Corbin Carroll to the plate against A.J. Minter. That's a 6 on the roll. So it'll be off of Carroll's card, 964. That's going to be one left out over the plate. And Corbin Carroll goes where? I don't want to speak for him. That is just over the left center field wall as he takes that cutter on the outside part of the plate and he deposits it, sneaks it over the wall in left center. Still counts the same. That's a 2-run homer, and they're 2 runs away from tying the ball game. It's now 6-4. Corbin Carroll, clutch. Christian Walker to the plate. He doubled in 4 at-bats. He's got a 3 here, so that's off his card. 760 is going to be a hit by pitch as he gets plunked by Minter. Minter, a bit of a meltdown here. He does tend to do that every once in a while. Let's see if he can get a double play and erase this one and close out the game. A 13 is going to go off his card. A 624 is a strikeout. He says, hold my beer while I strike this guy out. And that's going to be that's going to put him 1 out away from a series victory. Josh Rojas stands in the way. Rojas is 1 for 4. He's a 1-9, so this comes off his card. So 291 will be a fly ball. This is pop up to second base. Ozzie Albies goes out on the outfield grass. He's underneath it, and he's going to make the catch for out number 3. So a P4 on the putout, and that ends the game. AJ Minter gives up a 2-run bomb to Corbin Carroll, but it's not enough to erase the 4-run deficit, and the Braves win this one 6-4. Let me come back with the totals in this one. All right, we come back with our totals. Sorry about that. Not quite. All right, now we have our totals. Atlanta wins this one 6-4. It's 6 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. The errors on Austin Riley, the third baseman. For Arizona, it's 4 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The win is going to go to Raisel Iglesias, who came in and pitched an inning. Thought he was going to get a save, wound up with a win. And Minter gets the save. I'll call it a save situation. They were up by 4, but yeah, we'll give it to him. Chafin is going to get the loss. It's questionable, debatable whether Minter got a save there or not. I'm going to give it to him as the official score. Killer game for Ronald Acuna Jr. He goes 2 for 5 with 5 RBIs, 2 home runs. The last one, a no-doubt shot to left center field, which closed out that 4-run 10th inning. Also a terrific game from Orlando Arcia, both in the field and at the plate. Couple doubles and 2 runs scored. He came home on both Acuna home runs. Other notables, Austin Riley 2 for 5, Travis d'Arnaud 2 for 5, and for Mike Soroka had a really good start, 6 innings, 4 hits, only gave up 2 runs, 3 walks. One of those was intentional, and 4 strikeouts in 6 innings pitched. That was much better than I thought it was going to be. He left the game. It was tied at 2. Same for Zac Gallen, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 10 strikeouts and no walks in 7 innings. So a very Gallenish, a 10-gallon Zac Gallen start. All right, for the Snakes, it was going to be Marte. Marte had a solo home run. He was 3 for 5. He was a triple short of the cycle. Didn't get much out of the leadoff spot for Arizona, but Corbin Carroll with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 10th made it interesting. He was 2 for 4 in the game with a walk and a home run. He had 2 steals, so he's 2 for 2 in the stolen base department. Other notables, no other notables really for them. Emmanuel Rivera took 2 walks, but didn't do anything with them when he got on base. They couldn't bring him in. And so this is precision baseball. This is a full play baseball game I'm working on. Lots of different things going on here. And I'm going to see if I can make sure I pull everything together in a reasonable way. And you can see the cards here. We got the batter cards and the pitcher cards. And Some of these things I'm not using. There will be an option to just use this defensive rating for all defensive types of plays. That's kind of an overall defensive rating, but we also break it out into range and errors. Ozzy's not a good one, so we break it out into range, errors. Outfielders have an arm rating. Also not a good one. Oh boy, that's not good. Okay, Rojas, also not a good one. There we go. And there's a double play rating for infielders, along with their range and error rating. We also break out the base running, so there's sort of an overall base running number here, and then we break it out into steals, running, which is base running and taking extra bases, tagging up, that kind of thing, and then grounded into double play, which we haven't run across that, but it does happen. So you see it here. It does happen eventually. So when there is a situation like first and third, and there's a grounder to second base, so there's a 4-6 put out, and then a grounded into double play with a question mark. I don't know if you can see that very well, but a grounded into double play with a question mark means that you're going to use the batter's grounded into double play rating, and then you're going to roll off of the grounded into double play chart here. So you'll roll your 3D10s. You can see green is double play, red is a fielder's choice. So if it's red, that means the batter beats it out. If it is green, then that means the batter hit into a double play. So two different ways. One is to check the double play off of the fielder, which is what we've been doing, I think, every time, just because that's what the chart dictates. And then there's also the grounded into double play, where we check the batter's GIDP percentage. So that's what that's based off of. Those are real stats from every player. So if a player grounded into more double plays, he is going to have a higher grounded into double play number. So that means he hits into more than the average. And that means that his double plays, the green, it goes up. This is for players who don't ground into as many double plays. So just a real stat that comes into play in the game. Same with outfield arms, and we check errors on every play. And all of the player finders, this has been, I've tried to parse this out so that everybody gets the right percentage of balls hit to them. So here you can see it's only about a 1% chance to go to the catcher. It's about a 1% chance to the pitcher. And then, you know, the bulk of the plays are going to go to second and short, which you would assume on ground balls. Same thing with fly balls. Everybody kind of gets a pop-up. There's about a 5% chance of a pop-up going to a catcher, and there's less than about a 0.5% chance of it going to the pitcher. The third baseman, they don't get very many chances, so whatever that is, about 6% chance to a third baseman. But the bulk of your fly ball chances are obviously going to go to the outfield, but you do have an infield chance. And then line drives are mostly hit to the outfield. So from 90 to 899 is in the outfield. But there is a chance to hit a line drive to a third or first baseman, to a second or short, and to the pitcher. Pitcher gets about a 0.1% chance, or 0.2 to be able to be hit to him. And so that's how the game is laid out. You can see that it plays pretty quickly. Once you get runners on base, everything kind of slows down just a little bit. But I included this chart here as well for the hits. That just gives you a little bit of play-by-play. But also, if there's a line drive to left or a blooper to right, or an infield single, that can give you some direction on what to do with the players. You could even homebrew a little bit of, if it's a ground ball or if it's a line drive or whatever, you can force using an outfield arm or using a base runner. You can do a few different things there. So this is not available yet. I've had a couple people ask that. It's not available yet, but I'm getting pretty close. I need to go back through and make some changes. You can see to the cards. Who was Albies has a catcher card, which is not good. And then Arcia also has a catcher card, so that's not good. So I need to go through and just make sure I clean up the cards a little bit and get those all ready, double check them. I made some changes to the numbers, and the numbers changed the players in sort of the source part of the database, which changed the players on the card side of the database. And so I just have to go through and make sure that all that is squared away and ready. Otherwise, the game, I think, is ready for people to begin testing and playing. I think there's enough here for everybody to be able to obviously play out a full game. There are some details that can still be added. What to do with the barrel and hard hit percentages. Will that change? Maybe it goes to a different chart if it's a ball that's been barreled up. Maybe if it's a fly ball that got barreled up, that changes things. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. I need some help to figure out how barrel percentage and hard hit percentage fits into the game. Maybe a hard hit ball will force the fielder to go down like a -1 on his fielding or something like that, where it increases the chance of an error, because on a hard hit ball, on a ground out, that's going to increase the chance of an error if the ball is squared up or barreled, or maybe a barrel's a -2 and a hard hit is a -1. I don't know. A lot of these guys have a really high hard hit percentage, especially the Braves. They seem to be targeting players who have that. But your better hitters, Gurriel, he's got almost a 50% hard hit percentage. And Gabby Moreno, same thing, 40%. Your big boppers, 42% for Marte. Carroll, 40%. Christian Walker, 40%. So your better hitters are going to be hitting the ball hard more often than not. So we can see how that fits into the game. Maybe it'll just be an option somewhere along the line where something turns into something. I'm not really sure. Hoping to use it if I can. And I need some smart gamers to help me with that. If you want to purchase any of our other baseball games, so On Base Baseball is a big one for us, and Quick Play Baseball that I've seen Kevin Elias playing on and posting to Facebook. You can get those games at clarkandaddisongaming.com. You can also pick up, we have Play Action Football, which is a full play football game. No Huddle Football, which is also a quicker playing, but full play football game used with a couple of decks of cards. It's kind of unique and interesting. We got 2 seasons. The most modern 2022 season, actually not the most, but 2022 and 1978 are available for that. That game, it's yet to be seen whether I'm going to continue making sets for that, as Play Action Football feels a better niche. It fills a better niche. It doesn't feel, but it fills a better niche. And No Huddle Football didn't quite take off like I'd hoped. I think people were really looking for something more like Play Action. So I might just be putting more resources toward that, unless there's a big outcry of people who want more No Huddle seasons. It's a good game. It's just, it kind of fits into a weird space where Play Action Football is completely full play-by-play, and not card-based, it's dice-based. So I think that a lot of gamers, it fits a better space for them. Yeah, so go to clarkandaddisongaming.com and check that out. You can also look us up on Facebook, join the Facebook group. A lot of times I'll be posting information there, or behind the scenes kind of stuff, or things I'm thinking or working on that I don't really post anywhere else. I don't put that here. I don't put it in any other Facebook group, so you can check it out there. And as soon as this game is available for testing, I will let you know. If you want to be a tester, you can reach out to me proactively and send me an email to clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment here and say you'd like to test. That would be great. What I'm looking for is not somebody to play a free game. I'm looking for someone who will play the game with a critical eye and say, this doesn't work very well, or maybe if you did this and tweak this, it will work better. If you thought about doing this or adding these things in, this would be a great place to put this, that type of thing. Or, I've still got to write out some of the rules, and you would really just be play testing based off of what you see here, and wouldn't have necessarily all the rules in front of your face. So I got to get there's a lot of things left to be done. I don't know if this is going to be finished this baseball season. It might, may not. We'll see. But I'm going to keep playing it, and I'm going to keep testing it out in front of you, and eventually you're going to be able to get it in your hands, at least a couple of teams to play and to play with. So let me do a little bit more work on it, but really thankful for everyone who supported the channel. If you want to subscribe, and I don't know, I've done 4 or 5 videos this week, so you'll get plenty of video content if you subscribe. You'll get notified of new videos whenever they're posted. If you become a subscriber, we're up to about 120 or so subscribers on this channel as of this moment. So I'd love to push that up to 150. Eventually, I would like to get enough subscribers that it makes a difference in the algorithm. And if you like cards and dice games, I'm just going to keep pumping them out. I'm just going to keep pushing them. And so new seasons, new gameplay concepts, just lots of different things always are coming to mind. As we approach football season, I'll probably get more jazzed up about that. As we approach the MLB playoffs, I'll be getting jazzed up about that. As we approach basketball season, I'll probably turn more focus toward up-tempo and try to push out another season or 2 this summer. As we get ready for the NBA season, they're not quite finished yet, and we'll see. I'll have a new season for up-tempo basketball come out sometime late summer usually, and that will be the season that just finished. And also, I'll try to push out another classic season or 2 in the next year. Those seasons are not terribly difficult, but I've got a lot of irons in the fire here, and just trying to create new games takes a lot of energy. You can only kind of do one thing at a time. I don't do this all day, every day. I have a real job, and so I have to, just fulfill other obligations for the majority of the other 18 hours of the day. And so I only get a limited amount of time to work on these games, but try to utilize my time wisely and to do it consistently every day, and that seems to be helping and working. And I really appreciate everybody who has supported Clark and Addison Gaming at this point. And thank you for sharing and liking and telling others about the game. It's really helpful if you put the games on YouTube. If you're a YouTuber and you're playing any of my games, to play any of them in front of a camera is super helpful for other people. They don't trust me as much as they're going to trust you. So that's just kind of the way it goes. And if you post to Facebook your results, also that exposes more people to the game. They take it more seriously than if I'm posting it. And more exposure just means more people find out about all the games that I'm doing. I have quite a good inventory on the website at this point. So if you point people to clarkandaddisongaming.com, there's quite a few choices for different sports for you to choose from. 2007 is a new play-action football season that's going to come out. That's the Patriots 16-0 season, and a terrific Super Bowl. That's the David Tyree catch in the Super Bowl. David Tyree, is that right? I think so. The one-handed catch in the Super Bowl was from Eli Manning, and they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Kind of an improbable Super Bowl that year, and kept them from the perfect 17-0 season. So you can go back and play those teams. Also, for that game, also have a game simulator. It's an application that you can use. It's a game simulator, plus also have a dice roller that you can use online that rolls multiple dice, and just makes it a lot easier because you have quite a few dice rolls if you're going to roll on the table, and just kind of makes it a little bit easier and quicker and easier on your hands, really. So if you have any arthritis or difficulty with your hands with rolling, you might find the dice roller, which is mobile compatible, or you can put it on your computer, your laptop, whatever. You can use that, and it's maybe a little bit easier on your hands to just be clicking or touching. And it also makes it quite portable and quiet. If you need quiet, or you don't have a lot of space to be rolling dice, you can use the dice roller. And then the game simulator, you just plug in the offense adjustment and the defense adjustment for the home and the away teams, and then you click play, and it plays out the entire game, shows you when field goals and touchdowns have been scored, and it gives you a final score. If there's an overtime, if they're tied at the end of 4 quarters, then you can play an overtime. You just click the button, it plays out the overtime until the game is finished, and then you have a final score. You can play all those games or simulate those games that you don't want to play, and you're using the actual numbers from Play Action Football for the offense and defense. So I've tested it pretty extensively, and it comes out with some surprises every once in a while, but for the most part, it comes out as you would expect. So the Patriots win 14-16 games in that season, but there are some surprises because these are not humans. These are computers playing against dice rolls, and so there are some surprises every once in a while. And generally there's relative accuracy with that, and so your better teams are going to win a lot of games. Your terrible teams are going to lose a lot of games. But Miami will consistently win. They won one game in the regular season, so they went 1-15. But they will consistently win 2 or 3 games in the simulation, because they were super close on like half of their games. I mean, they were a really decent 1-16 team. They had a good, or 1-15. They had a good defense. Jason Taylor's on that defense, and I want to say Joey Porter, like an old Joey Porter from the Steelers, was on that defense. They actually had a pretty good defense, and just nothing on offense. The quarterback was not somebody that you want playing quarterback for you in the NFL. But you can use that simulator, and you can simulate all the games that you don't want to play on the tabletop, and it will give you accurate results for your standings. And then you can play into the playoffs or whatever you want to do. That way you don't have to play every single game if you don't want to. So that is an application that's out there that you can use when you play action football. So lots of good stuff out there. I just keep creating new things here and there. I'm a web developer, so some of those dice rollers and stuff like that, it's one of my advantages that I can create that kind of stuff. So you can expect those to sort of come along with my games, because I do think it makes it a lot easier to play some of my games, especially when there's complex rolls and you can just hit one button and it rolls multiple times for what you need to do. That's the way the up-tempo basketball dice roller is. I've got dice rollers for On Base Advanced, and some other games as well. So check those out. Go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, and I run sales every once in a while. I'll let everybody know on Facebook, but most of the time my games are pretty cheap. They're all PDF, so I don't do print games and ship to you, which means they're cheaper, number one, and number two, you get instant access to your games. You don't have to wait after you make a purchase. You buy the game, you get the download link, or you can go to your email and you can get a download link in your email as well. If you've played some of the games and you're still here listening, make sure that you go. You'll get a follow-up email after a couple weeks after purchasing a game. If you just give a review, that really helps other gamers out. So you'll see that review request come in if you just go through and at least do the star rating. But if you could give some kind of review for my games, that is really helpful. Not necessarily to me, although I like to hear when it's a 5-star review. But if it's helpful, if it's fun to you, or if there's some aspect of it that you like, that you think would help another gamer out who's making those decisions as they're looking at the game, that's really what the reviews are best for. is to kind of highlight what type of game it is and what you enjoyed about it and what was good. If you want to talk about the process of the purchasing, whatever it is, whatever process all the way through, if you've reached out to me and we've had a conversation about something or I've helped you out, just letting people know about the customer service aspect is good as well. That is super helpful because customer service is a problem, I guess, with some larger companies in this hobby. And so I want to try to make sure that as a one-man shop, that I'm being as personal as possible. So if you reach out to me by email, typically I'm going to get back to you very quickly, unless something is going on vacation-wise or something like that. So same thing on Facebook. If you reach out to me on Facebook, we can have a conversation. I typically check it quite a lot. I'm online as my job, and so typically checking things quite a lot online. So you can expect a pretty quick response from me unless I'm thinking about what you're saying or what you're asking. All right. So the Braves win this one 6-4. This is the rubber match of this 3-game set. I'll probably try to play another. I'll try to do a home and home and do the 3 games or 4 games or whatever they played in Atlanta and see how that one fares with the same cards. And just trying to get a real baseline here. We've had some really good, well-pitched games. These are 2 of the best teams in the National League last year. And so you would expect nothing short of good games between them. There's been some offense. I think it was right after the All-Star break they played in Atlanta, and Arizona came in and just bombed the Braves. And I think they swept them. They scored like 30 runs in 3 games or something ridiculous. I remember they just took them to the woodshed. And we'll see if the Braves can reverse that on the tabletop. So this is Precision Baseball. It will be out soon. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Super easy way to make sure that you support this channel and support what I'm doing here at Clark and Addison Gaming. Go purchase a game. That's another way for you to help. That's a big encouragement to me. It's not necessarily a super big lift to my wallet, but it's helpful. But more than anything, it's just encouraging that people want to play the games that I'm putting out there, and I will continue to do so as long as people continue to purchase the games that I'm playing or that I'm creating. All right, I think that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.